Hey, what's going on? Travis coming at you here. About to go over the nasty ankles to rack mobility routine, and I love this routine right here. I usually do this on my off days. It's a quick routine. It's going to hit everything from the feet up to the shoulders, everything in between. So what we need, ideally, at least a kettlebell, and then if you have a resistance band, you'll have a resistance band for our rack mobility stretching. So it's going to start off multiple ways you can do this. You can do this on the clock if you're a busy person and you need to fit this in a specific time frame. If you got more time, you can just spend a little bit of time on each area. So we're going to be starting off with some nasty ankles. So we're going to use a kettlebell for that. We'll be going up to our big lunge hip mobility, and then we'll end it out with some rack stretching. So floor to standing. So first one, and I like to do this barefoot, is our nasty ankle. So what we're going to do, first way to start off with this is no weight at all. So what you're going to do, and I'll show you here from the side, you want to make sure your arch of your foot is intact. So in other words, it's not flat and your knee isn't coming in. So kind of grip the ground with your foot. What you're going to do is kind of lean on the inside of your knee, come forward, and I'm just pushing my knee forward so it tracks over the toes, and I'm keeping my foot totally flat on the floor, and I'm just going to kind of rotate around and mobilize that ankle. Alright, and if you're really tight, you're probably going to be restricted in regards to how far forward that knee can come. The heel's going to want to come up, but you're not going to let it come up. So we're just basically mobilizing that ankle. Now, to assist with that, we're going to take a lighter kettlebell. Gotta be in a leaning position here. Go ahead and pick a kettlebell up, put it on the knee, down. This is going to assist in giving a little extra pressure onto that ankle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoot forward, and I'm going to hold the kettlebell, and I'm going to push my knee out again, maintaining that arch in the foot. Heel's going to stay flat, and I'm hitting that ankle mobility right here. So I'm kind of moving around, hitting the ankle. So it's not just a static stretch where I'm just sitting here doing nothing. I'm constantly moving, mobilizing that ankle. So typically what you'll do, you'll set a clock, go 90 seconds on each side. So 1.5 minutes at least, okay? This isn't something where you just do 30 seconds on one side, then 30 seconds on the other. You gotta focus in on that area at least 90 seconds. If not, take it further than that. All right, so that's your nasty ankles. Second movement we're gonna do, we're gonna turn the focus over to the hips. So my favorite hip mobility drill is your big lunge. So I'm gonna get in a big lunge position. As you can see, left leg is trailing behind. I'm resting on that knee, front foot here. Knee is over the ankle, okay? Arm, gonna come inside on top of the foot because I wanna hold that foot flat. Now I'm just gonna push the knee out, and I'm just gonna kind of mobilize here, okay? So big lunge. Again, it's a mobility drill, so we're not just stretching. I'm constantly moving, trying to find those tight areas and just mobilize through those. So I'm going to feel a good stretch in the groin, the hip. Again, I'm constantly pushing the knee out. I might come down to like a elbow to instep, kind of rotate towards the inside, rotate towards the front leg. I'm just mobilizing that hip. I'll show you from the front. Big step. Hold that foot flat. And again, I'm just hanging out inside that front leg. Back leg is just trailing behind. So this is an awesome one. You can hit this daily. I mean, it takes nothing. But for our nasty ankles to rack, we're going to hit each side at least 90 seconds. So from there, we're going up to shoulders and rack. So ideally, if you have a resistance band like this one, so it's like a big jump stretch band, what you're going to do is start off by standing on your band. Going to grab the band here. Elbow's going to come inside under the band right here. And we're going up into that rack mobility position. So With this, we're constantly moving, pushing the elbow in and out, mobilizing this whole shoulder situation right here. So I can feel that stretch in the lats, the triceps, definitely in the shoulder. Now the key here is don't arch. We want to make sure we're staying tight in the core, so we're really mobilizing that position. Good, so I'll just be in this for a good 90 seconds. Now it's very important when I get out, bend the knee, release the tension in the band, then we can go ahead and get out. If you don't, that's a very, very dangerous position for your shoulder to be in that band with that tension pulling down. So this is a thicker band, it's a green jump stretch band, Performax band. I would suggest if you're super tight with that rack position, going down in resistance on your band and progressively going up over time. Now if you don't have a band, there's a couple different ways we can still get that rack position. So one of my favorite ways is just to grab a kettlebell. We're going to grab it with both hands here, pull it up to the shoulder, and I'm just going to drop it off behind the shoulder there. And now I'm essentially doing the same thing that I did with the band. The kettlebell is supplying that extra bit of weight to help mobilize that shoulder. So again, don't arch, stay nice and tight in the core. We're just moving that elbow in and out. Then when we're ready to get out, grab the kettlebell, pull it back over, set it down. Be as safe as you can. You don't want to drop it on your foot, obviously. So doing the same thing, rack stretching with the kettlebell. Now, another way we can do this, we can use a wall. So you can get next to a corner. You're going to put your elbow up on the wall. We're going to lean into that position. Imagine forcing your head through your arm. Lock in tight with the core. And again, now we're getting that rack position again. So I'm stretching the lats, stretching the shoulders a little bit. Good to go. So that is your nasty ankles to rack mobility circuit. Definitely recommend doing that on your off days. If you're really struggling with mobility, do that something daily. So if you got questions, let me know. Hit it hard, train 110% ham, and make sure you're recovering 110% ham as well.